3 hypothetical scenarios. When honey badger and king cobra clash. The honey badger and the king cobra are both highly skilled predators, each equipped with their own set of strengths honed by millions of years of evolution. In the wild, these two would rarely cross paths due to their differing habitats and behaviors. But in hypothetical scenarios, their clash could lead to dramatic outcomes. In this analysis, we will explore 3 different environments where the honey badger and the king cobra might encounter each other: the dense jungle, the narrow den of a snake, and the sun-baked savanna. Each setting offers unique challenges and advantages for both creatures, and we will break down the potential outcomes of each battle, assessing who holds the upper hand in each situation. In the dense jungle, with its thick foliage, towering trees, and tangled underbrush, is a labyrinth of obstacles and opportunities. For both the honey badger and the king cobra, this environment presents a complex battleground where agility, stealth, and adaptability are key. The honey badger is a master of maneuvering through challenging terrain. Its short legs and muscular body allow it to dig, climb, and push through thick undergrowth with surprising speed. In the jungle, where visibility is often limited and the ground is covered in a thick layer of fallen leaves and debris, the honey badger's ability to quickly move and navigate obstacles gives it an edge in evading attacks and making rapid strikes. The badger's keen sense of smell and sharp eyes enable it to detect potential threats from a distance, giving it an opportunity to assess the situation before it engages. The king cobra, on the other hand, thrives in the jungle as well. While it is highly adapted to hunting in open areas, the snake's ability to slither silently and stay hidden in the dense undergrowth makes it a lethal predator in this environment. The snake can strike with incredible speed, and its ability to coil around branches and leaves, remaining camouflaged, makes it an almost invisible threat until it's too late. With its long reach and sharp fangs, the king cobra can make quick, precise strikes at any intruder that comes within range. In this dense environment, the snake's natural stealth and ability to attack from a distance may give it the initial advantage. The badger, however, would not be easily caught. Its quick reflexes and cunning tactics would allow it to dodge the snake's strikes and potentially land a counterattack. Given the jungle's thick underbrush, the badger would have the ability to stay close to the ground, utilizing the terrain to its advantage. The confined space of the jungle means that the king cobra's long strikes might be less effective, as the snake could have difficulty navigating through the thick vegetation, potentially limiting its ability to avoid the badger's attacks. Ultimately, in the dense jungle, the honey badger's agility, ability to adapt to its surroundings, and relentless tenacity would likely give it the upper hand. The king cobra, although highly dangerous, might struggle with the terrain and the honey badger's ability to close the distance quickly. The badger's resistance to venom, combined with its intelligence and adaptability, would increase its chances of surviving and even defeating the snake in this challenging environment. In the narrow den of the snake, imagine the scenario where the honey badger ventures into the narrow den or burrow of the king cobra. This environment is confined, with limited space and reduced mobility for both animals. For the king cobra, the den is a perfect home, a safe haven where it can hide, rest, and strike from the darkness. But for the honey badger, the confined space could pose significant challenges, especially given its larger, more stocky body compared to the long, sinuous form of the snake. In the tight quarters of a den, the king cobra would have the advantage of knowing its territory well. The snake can coil into tight spaces, using the narrow confines to strike quickly and retreat. The snake's body, designed for flexibility, would allow it to move smoothly through small openings, where it can remain largely undetected until it's too late. In these tight conditions, the cobra's venomous strike could prove to be a deadly threat. The badger, despite its strength and agility, would struggle to dodge the cobra's strike in such a cramped space. The confined environment gives the cobra an opportunity to land a successful hit, injecting venom with precision. On the other hand, the honey badger's thick, tough skin offers some protection against venom, which would reduce the effectiveness of the cobra's strike. While the snake might initially land a bite, the honey badger's resistance to venom would give it a chance to recover, even in the tight confines of the den. Furthermore, the badger's sharp claws and strong bite allow it to inflict significant damage on its opponent, Even when limited in space, the badger's ability to fight in close quarters would enable it to land a counterattack quickly after surviving the cobra's strike. However, the confined space of the den would limit the honey badger's usual strategy of quick, evasive maneuvers. In such a scenario, it would need to rely more on its brute strength and resilience, both of which are formidable in their own right. The fight would likely be intense and quick, as neither animal would have the freedom to maneuver or retreat. The narrowness of the den would prevent the badger from using its typical agility to outmaneuver the cobra, leaving it to rely on its sheer determination and ability to withstand the venom. In this scenario, while the king cobra's venomous bite would still pose a significant threat, the honey badger's resistance to venom and tenacity would likely allow it to survive and eventually overpower the snake. The confined space limits the cobra's ability to fully utilize its stealth and precision, while the badger's resilience would enable it to endure the bite and strike back. On the sun-baked savanna, the vast, open savanna presents an entirely different set of challenges for both the honey badger and the king cobra. Here, the terrain is flat, and visibility is clear for both predators. The honey badger would have ample space to move, dig, and navigate the open grasslands, while the king cobra would be forced to rely on its speed, striking ability, and ability to camouflage in the tall grasses. The honey badger thrives in this environment. Known for its ability to quickly move across open ground, it would be able to assess its surroundings, keep a close eye on the cobra, and move quickly when needed. The savanna's wide open space plays to the badger's advantage, as it can take advantage of its speed and agility, darting in and out of the snake's strike range. On the other hand, the king cobra's natural hunting style in the savanna would be quite different from its approach in more densely vegetated areas. The open terrain would limit the cobra's ability to conceal itself in thick foliage, but it could still use the tall grasses to its advantage. The snake is a patient predator, and its ability to remain still for long periods while waiting for the right moment to strike is a critical advantage in the savanna. With its long, flexible body and quick strike, the king cobra could potentially land a fatal bite from a distance before the honey badger has a chance to retaliate. However, the honey badger's durability and fierce determination would give it a chance in this battle. The badger's speed and ability to cover large distances quickly would make it difficult for the cobra to launch an effective ambush. The open environment also gives the badger the opportunity to retreat and regroup if needed, buying it time to recover from any potential strikes. In the wide open space of the savanna, the king cobra's strike would be lethal if it lands, but the honey badger's endurance and quick reflexes, combined with its resistance to venom, would give it a fighting chance. The badger could potentially close the distance quickly, engaging in a fierce battle where it could land a counterattack. The savanna's open terrain limits the cobra's ability to ambush or strike from hiding, giving the honey badger the advantage of direct engagement. Conclusion: each of these environments presents unique challenges for both the honey badger and the king cobra. In the dense jungle, the honey badger's agility and tactical thinking would give it an advantage, but the cobra's stealth and precision could still pose a deadly threat. In the narrow den of the snake, the king cobra's ability to strike from hidden positions and the confined space would give it a significant advantage, though the honey badger's resistance to venom and resilience could still lead to its survival. On the sun-baked savanna, the honey badger's speed and mobility would allow it to avoid many of the cobra's strikes, giving it a better chance to outmaneuver the snake. Ultimately, the outcome of each encounter depends on the environment and how each animal adapts to the situation. The honey badger's determination, resilience, and adaptability are key to its survival, while the king cobra's tactical precision, venom, and patience make it a dangerous opponent. In each of these hypothetical battles, the environment plays a significant role in determining who has the upper hand. But the fierce will to survive that both animals exhibit would make these encounters intense and unpredictable.